hard to believe, but we are officially at the midway mark of the 2022 high school football season. 5 weeks down, 5 more to go. We'll begin week 6 preparations on Thursday when Doug Heater joins us in studio for his weekly play breakdowns. But before we turn our attention to the week ahead, let's first put a wrap on a memorable week 5 on the gridiron with another installment of top plays and prime time performance. We begin this week in the Colonial Schuylkill League and with a young man who had a hand in 6 of his team's touchdowns on Friday. Of course, we're talking about Notre Dame Green Pond quarterback Danny Darno, who completed 15 of 20 passes for 228 yards and 5 touchdowns as the Crusaders earned a resounding win over Palmerton. The junior signal caller also carried the ball 7 times for 54 yards, highlighted by this 10-yard scoring scamper. Through the air, Darno connected with 8 different receivers on Friday, converting TD tosses of 12, 15, 24, 29, and 48 yards. Darno's most popular target Friday evening, well, that was fellow classmate Josh Ludlow, who hauled in 7 catches for 101 yards and a trio of touchdowns. After opening the scoring with a 24-yard TD catch, Ludlow capped Notre Dame's 21-point first quarter with a 29-yard scoring strike. The junior then closed his impressive evening with a 12-yard pitch and catch that put the Crusaders in front 48-12 en route to a 55-18 final score. Notre Dame has now won 3 straight and is 4-1 heading into Friday's highly anticipated showdown with fellow 3A power North Schuylkill. Another dynamic QB wide receiver connection was featured in the EPC on Friday as Sonny Sasso and Nolan Lobb hooked up for 2 of Sasso's 3 passing scores in Nazareth's shutout win over Liberty. The senior Sasso finishing 14 for 21 passing for 264 yards and 3 scores, finding fellow classmate Lobb on TD connections of 35 and 59 yards. Sasso is at nearly 1,200 yards passing already with a dozen touchdowns through the first 5 weeks, having thrown just 1 interception in 115 pass attempts this year. 4-1 Nazareth set to host East Stroudsburg North this Friday. We saw tremendous quarterback play over the weekend with Emmaus as well. Green Hornets actually shut out Bethlehem Catholic 21-0 in the second quarter on Friday, 28 straight points at one point, sparked by senior Jake Foda, who finished 11 for 17 passing for 161 yards and 3 touchdowns. After opening the scoring with a 5-yard TD run, Foda opened things up with a trio of touchdown tosses. After a 3-yard strike to Ryan DeJean, the senior connected with Dylan Darville twice on 13 and 6-yard scoring strikes as Emmaus overwhelmed Becca, final 42-12. 102 points for the Green Hornets over their last 2 games, but it's the defense that continues to fuel this group. 4 takeaways on Friday, including 3 interceptions, 2 of which were picked by the senior Darville, plus a 42-yard fumble returned for a touchdown in the fourth quarter by Ryan DeJean. Emmaus hasn't allowed more than 19 points in any single game this season and is averaging just 11.4 points allowed per game through the season's first 5 weeks. At 5-0, the Hornets are the only undefeated team left in the EPC South. Emmaus gets 3-2 Stroudsburg at East Penn School District Stadium Friday night. Finally, in a battle of reigning district champions, it was Freedom's Jalen Fletcher who stole the show Saturday versus Central Catholic, carrying the ball 26 times for 167 yards and 4 touchdowns. The senior tailback finding the end zone from 1, 2, 5, and 10 yards out in the Patriots' 32-14 triumph. After failing to top 100 yards rushing in each of the first 3 weeks, Fletcher has gone well over the century mark now in 2 straight ball games, amassing 361 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns on 52 carries over the last 2 weeks. The senior running back now up to 9 total rushing scores this season. 3-2 Freedom visits William Allen on Friday.